Yes, welcome to electronics class. Look here in the previous class, especially we are discussing about the FET edge amplifier. It means you have read about the different types of amplifiers by using your different configurations. Depending upon the configuration, you have done the types of amplifiers. Already completed about common base, common emitter, and also common collector. And also you studied about in that common base, common emitter, common collector. Will give more importance to the common emitter. And why are giving more importance to common emitter? Because it will vary more voltage gain, power gain, and current gain. And also studied about the frequency response of your C amplifier. And also in the last class you studied about the common source FET or JFET edge amplifier. How you are done by using transistor? You are done the three types of amplifiers. It depends upon the configuration: common base, common collector, and also common emitter. In the same way, it is also possible by using JFET. Also, you can go for the common source, common gate, and common drain amplifiers. But according to your syllabus, you are having only for common source JFET amplifier. And already discussed about common source JFET amplifier. It is as similar to your common emitter amplifier. And what are the similarity about common emitter and common source JFET? No doubts, in your common emitter, we are having 180 phase shift between input and output, but in the same way for your JFET, common source JFET amplifier, also we are having input and output in the 180 out of phase. And also we are using JFET because of it having very low noise, and also whenever we want very high input impedance, and in that time we are going for the JFET as an amplifier. And also as compared to our common drain and common gate, we'll prefer more about common source JFET amplifier because of it's having more current gain, voltage gain, and like that we are having so many things about you studied in the last class. And today we'll go for the most important thing about the DC and AC analysis of an C amplifier. We'll go for it is so important about DC analysis and AC analysis of your C amplifier, of the C amplifier. Look here, as we know already, you have studied about in detail about amplifiers. Especially you are giving importance to the C amplifiers because of having more advantages. As said, we are having more current gain, voltage gain, also power gain. Also you are having it is having input output in the 180 out of phase. And look here, for your C amplifier, we have to analyze in the two way. One is called DC analysis, or another is called AC analysis. It is also called as DC equivalent circuit, or it is also called AC equivalent circuit. Because as we know in your amplifiers, especially in C amplifier or any other amplifier, you are applying the AC signal as well as you are applying the DC signal. Right? In amplifier, you are applying both AC signal as well as the DC signal. And as we know already what is the importance of AC signal and what is the importance of your DC signal in the amplifier. As we know, for your DC signal, what is the use of DC signal? For only for the biasing purpose. We are using for the make it the Q point, and by knowing the Q, if you want to set the Q point in the middle of active region, we are using for the biasing, and also we require the DC voltages or DC source. But in the same way, for your AC signal, we want we are giving more importance to the AC analysis as compared to DC analysis, because in your in amplifiers you are giving importance to the AC signal, because as we know, you are applying in amplifier, you are studying more about AC signals, because you are amplifying the AC signal. You are amplifying the AC signal, and AC signal will be strengthened, or you are applying the weak input AC signal in the input, but you will get the strengthened or more enlarged or more about the output signal, more the AC output signal. It means we go for the, as we know already, if you go for separately, or if you split the DC analysis and AC analysis in the separate, then you get good idea about in-depth knowledge about the amplifiers. And before that, first it is very important about AC analysis, because in your overall amplifier we are giving more importance to AC signal, and also by using the AC signal, it is also called as AC equivalent of C amplifier. It is also called as RE model of C amplifier, that you go for in detail about the AC analysis or AC equivalent circuit, or it is also called as RE model of the C amplifier. And especially, as I said already, we have studied about the different parameters in the first or second class. I said about in overall any amplifier, we are giving more importance to the nearly 5 important parameters. One is about voltage gain, current gain, power gain, what is input impedance, what is output impedance, and also you have studied about the bandwidth in the time of frequency response. You have studied in detail about the effect of the bandwidth about your C amplifier. And today we will go for the, by knowing the AC analysis or AC equivalent circuit, you can also find out, or you can also analyze, or you can study about the different parameters of your AC amplifier. Especially before going for the AC analysis, what is the condition of AC analysis, or to go for the AC analysis, what steps you have to go through? What are the important steps or what are the important conditions to draw the AC equivalent circuit, or to draw the AC analysis? To go for AC analysis or to go for the AC equivalent circuit, what are the conditions? Especially in our exam, they ask for a question for 2 marks. Write the condition of AC analysis, or write the condition of AC equivalent circuit of C amplifier. The first important condition of your AC analysis, you go for the AC analysis, it is so important. And the next, first you go for this, then you go for that AC analysis. And to go for AC analysis, what are the 2 important conditions? If that condition is satisfied, then only you can draw the AC equivalent circuit, or you can go for the AC analysis. The first important thing, the first important condition is about the, yes, you are going for the AC analysis. It means you are only consider the AC signals, and you should not consider about the AC signals. It means by using superposition theorem, it is not possible to consider AC, DC at a time. It is very confusion, and also it is very complicated. That's why first you go for AC analysis, then you go for DC analysis, then by using superposition you can combine that. It means if you are going for the AC analysis, the important thing about the first condition, reduce all or reduce DC sources to 0. Or you can write also remove the DC source. You can write another way, remove the DC source. Remove the DC source. Another important thing, as we know about the second important condition, short all the capacitors. Short all the capacitors, because you know that the capacitor acts as the short circuit for your AC signal. Short circuit for AC signals. It means whenever you are going for the AC equivalent circuit, or whenever you are going for the AC analysis, first you have to satisfy these 2 conditions. What are the conditions, or what are the requirements of going for the AC analysis? The first important thing, reduce the DC source 0. In that AC amplifier circuit, you are not you have to remove the DC source and also make it the capacitor short. Why? Because as we know, capacitor will allow the AC signals, or the capacitor acts as a short circuit for the AC signals. These two conditions are satisfied, and as we know already, the first step is that first you will draw the lead diagram about your yes, you have to, as we know already, first you have to draw the neat diagram of your C amplifier, then you have to step by step how to analyze or how to reduce your AC equivalent circuit of your C amplifier. As we know already, this is your nothing but your C amplifier. Can write about here C amplifier. In the C amplifier, you have done so many times, you are all perfect while drawing the figure. You will draw a very small figure because you have to write more figures to draw the equivalent circuit of your AC equivalent circuit of your C amplifier, and here we are applying the input signal, and this is your C, and this is your RE, and here applying in RC. This is the name of capacitor. Here you can apply the RL, it's called load resistance, and here you can measure the output voltage here. This you know already, you studied already in the time of explanation about the RC, R1, R2, this is VI, this is C1, this is C2. First, what I said, first you have to go for you have to apply these two conditions. To go for the AC analysis, to go for the AC equivalent circuit, first condition, remove the DC source. First step, you have to remove the DC source, or you have to reduce the DC source to 0. Then make it the coupling capacitors and bypass can make the short circuit. And if you use that conditions, and that becomes this is the equivalent circuit after going for that conditions. It means you can remove the DC source, and also you can make the capacitor short circuit. As I said already, in your yes, you are applying here R1, R2, and here can apply here the AC signal, that is nothing but your VI. This is nothing but VI, this is your R1, R2, this is nothing but your IB, this is nothing but IC, and this is your emitter, and here it may be RC, this is your RL, and here you can measure the output here. It means while applying the two conditions, first condition, remove the DC source and short your C1, C2 and EC, that becomes the equivalent circuit of your C. It means you can apply that condition, that becomes the equivalent circuit of C. Now once again here, if you short the C, also you can short the RE, because you are not using RE. Once you short the capacitor, that also shorts the RE because they are in parallel. And here, this also once again you can simplify this by using your simple techniques of your simple knowledge of your electronics. As we know, this R1, R2 and RC and RL, the RC and RL, they are in parallel. They are in parallel, and this will make it the single resistance. By applying these R1, R2 in parallel, you apply if the resistance is parallel, it will get single resistance, equivalent single resistance. Here also RC and RL, they are parallel, that make it the single resistance by using your if the resistance is parallel, use your formula for that. That is, you know about R1, we want the RP, the total resistance is equal to R1, R2 and R1 plus R2. It means here R1, R2 they are in parallel. Also in the input section, R1, R2 they are parallel. If you use this formula, also RC and RL they are also parallel. use this formula, you get a single the total effective resistance. That find out the effective resistance for the input side. Also, you have to find out the effective resistance for the output side. Then it becomes once again you try here that equivalent circuit. If you want, I can remove this because it is only for the important about first step. Then you have to find out the equivalent of R1 R2. Also, you have to find the equivalent of RC and RA. That becomes here. This is the equivalent about the. Yes, you are having the only one resistance. That is nothing but RAC. Here can go for the output, and here you are also in the. This is nothing but your IE or you can write emitter, and here having the equivalent resistance for input side. That is nothing but RBBB. And you are not worrying about input, you can apply the input here. That is something about the VI. It means only you are done about the, this is the base, this is the collector, or you can write about IC, you can write about IB, like that. The important thing you are done about these two are in parallel, you are done for the equivalent of this, means you have find out the effective resistance for these two resistance in parallel. Also, these two resistance parallel are done about effective resistance, that becomes the single resistance RAC, and in the input side it becomes the RBB. Now once again you go simplify this. Actually here important thing is about your transistors. You have done very simple steps for because as we know R1 R2 and RC and RL are in parallel. You have done for the equivalent circuit, that becomes RBB, and also that becomes RAC. Now we go for what is the equivalent circuit of a transistor. What is the equivalent circuit of your AC equivalent circuit of transistors? Look here, whenever you are going for the equivalent circuit for transistors, you studied about in your in the time of input output characteristic of transistor, especially in your input characteristics. For your input characteristics, the important thing about emitter base section or emitter base diode, and in the output characteristic the important thing is about your collector, emitter diode. Yes, in the time of you studied about input characteristics, especially in the input characteristics, your emitter based diode, that is in the forward bias, that acts as the forward bias data. In your input characteristics, you are having, because as you know already transistor nothing but the two diodes connected back to back. It means in the input you are having the emitter based diode, that is it is nothing but your forward bias diode. Or you can write about the base diode, it is in the forward bias. And also you have studied about the output characteristics. In that output characteristics, actually what happens, your collector emitter diode, or in the output characteristics, your transistor acts as a constant current source. It acts as a constant current source. And also you are having the very high output current, that is nothing but beta into IB. Look here, if we go through the input output characteristics, especially the emitter diode, that is used as the forward bias diode, that is similar to the forward bias diode, because you studied about the input characteristics of your look here, that is this is your IB and VBE. This is nothing but it is similar to the normal diode in the forward bias, because you have to use that application here. That important thing is about in input characteristic, the input side, it is nothing but your forward bias diode. It means here the emitter base section, it is used as a forward bias diode, And also, as you know about the output section, as we know VCE and IC, the important thing we get like that. Here, this is in this region, it is called active region. It is also called as constant current source region, because as we know already, the transistor conducts in the, when it conducts in the amplifier, only if the transistor is in the active region, then only it acts as amplifier. Also in the active region, it is nothing but you are having the it acts as a constant current source. In the active region, your amplifier acts as a constant current source. That's why you are using this property. Also, you are using this property, and you can analyze, or you can go for the transistor equivalent circuit. You can go for the, by using these two conditions, or by using these two input output characteristics, you will get some idea, some knowledge about your emitter base section that acts as a forward bias diode, and for your collector emitter section or your output section, we are having a constant current source. It means you can write simple way of, don't confuse about here. Simple, I write about, very simple thing is about the input section. The input section, it is used as a forward bias diode, normal diode. But in the output section, your transistor becomes the constant current source. Constant current source. Right, you can write about IC is equal to beta into IB. It means the transistor can be simplified, or you can write the transistor equivalent circuit. We can write about the transistor equivalent circuit, and that is becomes the, because here the important thing is about why you have to go for the equivalent circuit of transistors, because as we know already, if the transistor is the active element, it is very difficult to find out the current and voltage for the active elements, and if you go for passive components, very simple to find out current and voltage for the passive components. That's why you can write about the transistor equivalent circuit. You can write the transistor equivalent circuit. You have to write the transistor equivalent circuit. As I said here, the transistor equivalent circuit becomes in the input side, the emitter base section that acts as a forward bias diode, and this is your emitter. So this is your base, this is your emitter, and here this is your diode for this negative. Also in the output side, your transistor acts as a constant current source. IC is equal to beta into IB. Beta into IB. This is nothing but your emitter. This is nothing but your collector. IC. This is your IB. It means you can write about the equivalent transistor equivalent circuit is nothing but the, in the input side you are using the forward bias diode, in the output side you are using the constant current source, because you have started already in the C configuration. Your if you have started our input characteristics, the input characteristics is nothing but it is similar to the, it is behaves as a forward bias diode, but in the output section in the C amplifier or in the C configuration there is nothing but constant current source. By using this property of your C configuration, we can write the transistor equivalent circuit. You can write the EC equivalent circuit of transistor. You can write the EC equivalent of the transistor. It means now we can write about in place of transistor, we can write about the diode as well as the constant current source. We can write about the transistor equivalent circuit. It means this circuit diagram can further simplified by using this input output characteristic of a transistor. Then it becomes yes, then you can draw the simplified version of this your here using the remaining thing as same, only you are replacing the transistor. It becomes, this is the input here as it is, we are applying the input. This is nothing but your RBBB, and here using an forward bias diode. You are using a forward bias diode, and here using an yes, you are using a current source, constant current source, and also you are using an RAC, and here using an output voltage, that here, and here you can go for the this is your base side, this is your collector side, and this is your emitter side. You can write about IB, or you can write about IC like that. IC is equal to beta into IB. Right. It means important thing here is about this is the transistor equivalent circuit. This is nothing but the transistor equivalent circuit, because as I said, this is nothing but your emitter base diode. This is nothing but collector base diode. Your emitter base section is forward bias, that is looks as a forward bias diode, and in the output side is used as a constant current source. This is the simplified diagram about the equivalent circuit of this. This can be further simplified. How it is possible? Actually, here I am using the diode, and especially for the diode, if you are applying very small input signal, if you are applying a very small AC input signal, especially the diode does not act as a rectifier, but it acts as a resistance. Keep it in mind. For always we know the property of diode. If the main important property of diode is about, application diode is about the rectifier. Rectifier means to convert AC into DC, especially you are applying the AC signal here. But diode is not rectifying the signal, but it is the important thing for small signals, AC signals, especially for if you go for the AC equivalent circuit. The important thing, this diode acts as a resistance. It does not act as a rectifier. It means this also how it acts as a resistance means you know about especially if you go for the RD, you know go for the RD nothing but diode resistance, because it acts as a, your diode does not act as a rectifier, it acts as a resistance, it acts as a AC resistance. And how to find AC resistance? That is something but use your 26 millivolts divided by ID. Actually, you are finding the AC resistance of the diode. You are finding the AC resistance of diode. Use this formula for AC resistance. RD nothing but diode resistance. This 26 millivolts divided by ID. The 26 millivolts is nothing but the thermal voltage. That is something but VT. And for your silicon, you are using for the silicon. And in the same way, if you for RD equal to 52 millivolts by ID. It is for in general diodes, but you are considering only for the base diode. You are considering only base emitter section. Then you can write about RB. You can write about RB is equal to. Same 26 millivolts. In place of ID, you can write about IB, because you are considering about the you are considering about the base diode. That is something about the base diode. You are considering the base diode. And look here for your base diode, and also we know this property. We know that how we can write IB. IC is equal to beta into IB. You know this important property of common emitter transistor. And here we want IB. You can write IB is equal to IC by beta. This IB value substitute here in the RB value. Or you can write we want this IB. That IB value IC by beta you substitute in this equation. That becomes RB equal to, yes, you can write 26 millivolts as it is. In place of IB, you can write about IC into beta, you go upside. Yes. And also we know the basic knowledge we are having, we know that this is what you know about, you can write IE is nearly equal to IC. You can write about IE is nearly equal to IC. That becomes RB equal to, you can write 26 millivolts divided by IE into beta as it is. Now you can go for this, you can further simplify this. RB equal to, you can write this is nothing but, in total is nothing but RE into beta. RE into beta, where, what is RE? RE nothing but, yes, it is nothing but 26 millivolt by IE. This is nothing but the input resistance. It is nothing but your AC equivalent resistance of your diode. It is nothing but the, or you can write about beta into RE. You can write about beta into RE. That is something but the AC equivalent of your diode. The AC equivalent resistance of diode. This once again you can simplify this circuit diagram. That becomes use this important thing about the diode, because I said diode is not acts as a rectifier, it acts as a resistance. It acts as a, if you are for the AC signals, you are going for the AC signals, for AC it acts as an AC resistance. For that you can find out the AC resistance, that RB is equal to beta into RE. And this value can, once again you can simplify this while draw the once again this figure. If you want you can rub this, I will rub this, because it is very simple to understand about this. Now we can further, you can simplify the diagram. That becomes here we are applying the input signal as it is, and also we are applying an equivalent RBB. Now in place of this diode, you can write about the beta and RE dash. You can write about the, you can write the, in place of diode you can write about the beta into RE. This is nothing but beta into RE. This is as same, as I said here, it is similar to your constant current source. You can write about this is nothing but the, your output section acts as a constant current source. IC equal to beta, you can write here as it is RAC, and here having the output signal and the output here. But the only thing is that can write IC is equal to beta into IB. Beta into IB. This is about the importance. This is the final your. This is nothing but the. This is nothing but your AC equivalent circuit of your C amplifier. It is nothing but the AC equivalent circuit of the C amplifier. And important thing is about here what I said here. You have removed the transistor, you have removed the diode, because they are in active components, and as I said, it is very difficult to find out the current and voltage for the active components. That's why everything is done using by the resistance. Because as we know, if you use the passive components, it's very easy to find out the current and voltages. This is the AC equivalent circuit of your, if you can write about here IB, and you can write about here IB. Here you can write about IC, or you can write here is collector, is your base, this is your emitter. Emitter is grounded. This is the equivalent circuit of your C amplifier. It is also called as AC equivalent circuit of your C amplifier. It is also called as the RE model of the C amplifier. It is called RE model. It is also called AC equivalent of your C amplifier. It is also called as AC analysis of the your C amplifier. Now this is about the how to simplify the your AC equivalent circuit, and now we have to find out the most important parameters of your transistor amplifier. First you have to find out the, once again this, and because already you are having the idea. Now we go for the important parameters of the important parameters. Or you can write about important characteristics. Now, as we know, first important thing about you have to find out the voltage gain. You have to find out the voltage gain. Look here, as I said already, if you are finding or if you are going for any amplifiers, it may be common base, it may be common emitter, or it may be common collector. You have to go same steps, but only we are having small change. And especially it is not concerning people because you are having only syllabus for common emitter, AC and DC equivalent circuits. And also we prefer the C amplifier because as I said, we are having more current gain, more voltage gain, and also more power gain. Now we have to find out the voltage gain for the C amplifier, or you can find out the current gain, voltage gain. What are the important parameters of your C amplifier? And for that, as we know about voltage gain, you can write about AV. This we can write about AV. That is nothing but V naught by V in. As we know the basic knowledge, because we want gain. The gain nothing but the output to the input. Now we are going for the voltage gain. Output voltage to input voltage. And this also we can write about output voltage to the input voltage. Output voltage to the input voltage. Then especially we know about especially in this all parameters you are using the Ohm's law very more. Yes, how to write the V naught. Yes, we can know about V naught nothing but I naught into R naught. You can write about I into R. I naught into R naught. I can write about we can write output current into output resistance. Output resistance. Yes, what is output current? Yes, we know about IC. Here we take minus IC. And what about output resistance? That is nothing but, as you know here, output resistance, that is RAC. RAC. And output current nothing but your IC. And also this also you can write by using your IC. Also you can write about IC is equal to beta into, you can write beta into IB. This you can write here, that becomes minus beta into IB into RAC. This is nothing but your output voltage. Similarly, find the input voltage, that is V in. Same, you can use the same formula. In I into R, input current into input resistance. Yes, as we know input current, that is something about input current is about IB. The input current is something about IB, and you are considering the input resistance, that is about beta into R. This is your input resistance, beta. And you can write this one, if you want, you can write this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2, this is equation number 3. If you want, you can substitute equation 2 and 3 in equation 1. That becomes, you can write about A is equal to V naught by Vi. That becomes, what is V naught? Minus beta into IB RAC by this IB into beta RE. Yes, we know this beta IB cancel. We get only the EV equal to, yes, we are getting minus RAC by RE. Or write here, if you want, you can write here, what is voltage gain? What is voltage gain? It is so important while solving the problems. And also this, they will ask one problem in your exam for 5 marks. In this topic, we are having the one fixed problem. You can write about minus RAC by RE. Here, what is the minus sign indicates? As we know in your C amplifier, the input or output are in the out of phase. They are in the input output in the phase reversal. The minus sign indicates the input or output in the out of phase, or the sign minus sign indicates the phase reversal between input and output. This is about the voltage gain. Very simple. Voltage gain nothing but output voltage to the input voltage. And important thing about this is the output voltage, and this is the in output voltage and input voltage, and you can simplify this, you get about the output voltage gain. In the same way you go for the current gain. In the same way you go for the current gain. It's very simple to go through this because already you studied about the all parameters in the beginning. Then you go for the current gain. Current gain, because these are important for your any amplifier, that is nothing but AI. And as we know, current gain is very simple. EI equal to, yes, we know about I naught to the IN, because you are going for the current gain. Current gain nothing but same gain nothing but output to the input. You are going for the current, output current to the input current, and we can write about output current. What is output current? IC. What about input current? IB. But this also we can write in another one step. What you can write about IC? You can write about beta into IB. This IB as it is, and as we know, this IB cancel, it becomes only beta. It means you can write EI equal to current gain is equal to beta. It's very simple to understand about current gain. Yes, any doubts about this? No doubts, because very simple. All you can write about here, first parameter, important parameter, you can write voltage gain, AV equal to what you have done, minus RAC by RB. In the same time, you can write about AI, that is nothing but beta. Now, do you know about current gain? That is output current, input current. Output current is IC and input current IB. Then you can simplify this. Then you go for the power gain. You go for the power gain. The power gain nothing but, yes, it is very simple power gain. That is AP. The AP equal to AV into AI. Yes, we know AP and AI. What is AV? You have done here, minus RAC by RV. And we know AI, that is nothing but a beta. Then simplify this, you get beta into RAC by R. This is nothing but your AP. And important thing here about RAC. RAC is nothing but, as we know about RC and RL are in parallel. This is about the power gain. And now we go for last about input impedance. And finally go for the output impedance. Go for the input impedance. Input impedance. That is something but Zin. As we know, formula for Zin, that is nothing but R is equal by R, V in by, yes, I in, V by R. I in. R is equal to V by R. And as we know already, how we can write about V in? V in equal to, yes, the input voltage. Input voltage into input resistance. Can write input. What is the input voltage? That is sorry, I into R. Sorry, it is not voltage. It is current. Sorry, it is current. Sorry, because V nothing but I into R. Now I can write about here I into R. V is equal to I into R, because you know about the Ohm's law. For input current is nothing but your IB, and input resistance is nothing but yes, you are going for the, here the input resistance is nothing but R1 R2. You can write about into R1 comma R2. You can write R1 parallel to R2 parallel to beta RE, and divided by, as it is, you can write about I in, yes, I in. Or you can write I in nothing but this is about the V, and we know the I in. What is the I in? I in is nothing but your input current is nothing but your IV. You substitute these two values in that above equation, or you can write, you will get Z in equal to IB into R1 parallel to R2 parallel to beta into RE divided by IB. This IB will cancel, we will get Z in equal to S R1 parallel to R2 parallel to beta RE. This is about the Z in Z input impedance. Also, you can write about another important thing about Z in R1 parallel to R2 parallel to beta and RE. Also, you can write about yes, it is about the total input impedance. If you want, you can write the Z in base. How much the input impedance across the Z in base? Z is nothing but Z in base. Once again, you use same formula V in by I in. But you can write V in is equal to, you can write what is the input current, that is nothing but IB, and what is the resistance, that is nothing but your beta RE divided by same IB, and IB cancel, we get only for the beta into RE. This is about the Z in base, and finally go for that output impedance. This is about the input impedance. You can write about Z in base, Z in base, that is about beta into finally go for the output impedance. We go for the output impedance. What is output impedance? Same, the Z0 equal to, yes, that is V by R, V0 by I0. And here you can write about V0. What do you write about V0? V0 nothing but, yes, what is your V0? Or you can write about V0 equal to, what you can write about V0, that is something but output current into the output resistance. And you are not having any doubt about the I0 is about your IC. Or you can write about here also you can write I is equal, V0 is equal to write I into R, I0 into R0 divided by I0. And you can write I0 cancel, it becomes only R0. Also you can write, or you can use here, you can write about Z0 equal to what is output current, that is something but your IC, and what is output resistance, that is nothing but RAC. Or you can write about divided by what is the input current, that is IC, and both will cancel, that becomes RAC. The only thing is that Z0 equal to RAC when RAC nothing but RC and RL are in parallel. If your RL is not there, that becomes Z0 equal to only RC. This is the importance of your AC equivalent circuit. The most important thing, they may ask 5 mark question, analyze the AC equivalent circuit, or it is also called as RE model of C amplifier. It is also called as AC analysis. It is also called as AC equivalent circuit of your C amplifier. This is about today's class. In the tomorrow class, you go for the DC analysis. But as compared to the AC analysis, DC is very simple. As you studied already about your voltage or biasing, in same thing you can repeat in your DC analysis. Yes, thank you.